for the storage, conversation storage, it is storing in your your chat services. They're using Cosmos DB, right? And so
What is
the
Cosmos
earlier
TV?
was like,
It's AD.
as we were using also in Sky for Business chat services. So there was on-premise version. Still there is on-premise and there's online. For online, already there was use of Cosmos DB. They are not using SQL DB. The problem was SQL DB was like it's like schema database,
Mhm.
like schema database, data modeling. So there should be some, format of the data, the chat services. So
Mhm.
why they're using Cosmos DB like no SQL database, okay, and it's a part of Azure storage or Azure SQL database, you can say. So that's why
Mhm.
they're using Cosmos DB. For
Okay.
Exchange, so Exchange have its own database, no change into it. So
Mhm.
Exchange is already is still using its own database. It's not using SQL in the Exchange Online as well, right?
Mhm.
And the conversation everything in media, same thing. What we were using, we were used to in Sky for Business on-prem or online. So this is the storage kind of the for all these storage. So if you are aware about the Azure cloud storage, there are four types of storage available, right? So there is a blob, okay, there is a file system, and there
Mhm.
is a queues, and the last one is like table database. So these four type of databases available in Azure cloud. So they are using all the storage available within the Azure cloud
Okay.
in the form of database, in form of file system, and in format of the blob storage. So
Mhm.
blob storage is going to help you to store your media files like videos, your
It's called the
audios.
blob storage.
Block. It's a block level object
Block
storage.
level. Okay, block storage.
Block level, yeah,
Okay,
blob.
I got
We
you.
call it BLOB, yeah,
Yeah,
BLOB,
yeah.
right? So this is the storage kind of, and the file storage, the storage is available within the your Azure cloud, and also they are supporting third-party storage like Dropbox is a third party, and Citrix ShareFile is another Citrix ShareFile, and Google Drive, and Microsoft has its own Drive. So they're providing those capabilities. So kind of connector actually. So suppose you are already using Citrix ShareFile or Dropbox, so you can integrate your all your existing Dropbox or existing your Citrix ShareFile with your MS Teams. You can integrate those connectors to be in sync, right?
Mhm.
Same like SharePoint is there, and OneDrive for business. It's a Microsoft product by default. They have already integrated in MS Teams. And you heard about Yammer?
I heard about it, but I don't know much
Yeah,
about it.
so MS is like a social media platform, like same Facebook, or you go for LinkedIn kind of. So
Mhm.
if within the company you are creating some blogs, you're creating some, the post, and during your office hours you want to chat with your colleagues, and you
Mhm.
want to do some blogging kind of thing. So you can use the capabilities of Emmer. So lot of connectors, lot of third party. So there is a one thing is very common in Azure cloud, and we call it as Azure Marketplace. Same like Amazon. In Dubai, in Abu Dhabi, I have heard about Souk. Souk is very famous
So
online,
yes,
Amazon.
now become
You know,
Amazon today.
Amazon, yeah. So it's Amazon
Amazon bought
acquired
it.
the company.
Yeah,
Yeah,
acquired
right.
it.
So you go online, you do the shopping. Same way, Azure Cloud is providing Azure Marketplace, where you go and buy your third-party services, and you can integrate those services with your, with your MS Teams. So in
Mhm.
that way, you can make successful journey of the MS Teams. So
Mhm.
coming to the storage kind of like there is a messages, images, files, recordings, calendar meeting, contacts. So all those sort of things, there is use of different storage solution what is already available in Azure cloud. So actually in the backend, Azure cloud is supporting perfectly to MS Teams journey in compared to Slack, because now if you following the news in the IT industry, Slack handshake with AWS. This is the latest news.
Okay, okay.
Yeah, last week news. The news came like what Slack did. They handshake with uh, Slack, and now because Slack was Microsoft MS Teams acquired 60 to 70% of Slack business
Mhm.
within 1 or 2 year of time. And that was like huge success for MS Teams because it's a
Mhm.
very powerful product, right?
Right.
Altogether.
Right. Mhm.
But Slack was lacking behind because they don't have any cloud partner to whom they can rely on. So now they
Mhm.
have doing some profit sharing with AWS,
AWS.
Amazon. Yes, AWS
Mhm.
they already handshake that. The news came. I think there's in future there will be competition, but you have chosen right product. MS Teams.
Mhm.
It has a long journey. There will be a long a historical journey for MS Teams because
Mhm.
it's actually very powerful because it's a
Mhm.
combination of lot of product line
All
and
the
in the back
infrastructure
end.
of Office 365.
Yes, Azure Cloud is going to support its own company, right? So
Mhm.
it's a Microsoft company, full support. No profit is growing for MS Teams. Azure profit is growing. So it's like win-win situation for Microsoft,
Mhm.
right? So here
Yes.
you can see for messaging, Cosmos, we already talked. See, blob storage I talked about, right? Blob storage.
Yes.
So this blob storage like block level object level storage is like suppose you have image, you have video file, you have
Mhm.
pictures. So all those things will be stored in block because
Mhm.
in Azure Cloud, there is a separation of the storage solutions. If you are going to use particular data should be lying in the particular storage, and
Mhm.
from there you are going to get great performance. And as part of storage engineering, you should know you must be aware about the IOPS, input output write per second.
Mhm.
What is that?
Uh, this is the IOPS. The IOPS, when you
Mhm,
write to the hard disk or read from the hard disk, okay,
mhm,
that depends. The storage itself is designed
mhm,
for the application, based on the
mhm,
application. Like for example, if you're storing files, like
mhm,
which is like images or videos, it has to go, for example, to tier 3, for example, or tier 2 storage, like that. It depends.
mhm.
It depends on what you're gonna store on it. What type of
Yes.
files you're going to store on it.
Yeah. Yeah. So
So,
that. Yeah. Go ahead. Go ahead, please. Yeah. Go ahead.
no, what I mean, you think about the IOPS. Okay, it depends on the application
Mhm.
priority. For example, you need the application to be very fast. You put it on tier 1, which is, for example, SSD hard drives. Okay,
Yeah.
so
Right.
where
Right.
the IOPS is really high. The IOPS is
Mhm.
the read and write from the disk per second.
Mhm.
Is it right?
Yeah. Yeah. Yes, you got it. You got it. So that's why SSDs now in use too much to manage the IOPS thing, right? Because
Mm-hmm.
if there will be a performance issue, there will be slowness issue, solution will be not super cool.
Mm-hmm.
You are going to get complaint from the users, and it is not good for your the feedback of the product line, right?
Mm-hmm.
So in the same way, there is a SharePoint OneDrive business, and for voicemail recordings you are going to use again it's a media file, it will be coming to blob storage, same like that image one.
Mm-hmm.
Calendar meeting that will come from Exchange Online, so that is connectors are there, you can sync with that. And
Mm-hmm.
contacts will come from Exchange Online, same thing like the
Mm-hmm.
calendar, contacts, notification, all those sort of things will be coming through
Um,
Exchange Online. And it's a
okay.
Azure based solution.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, you have any question?
Regarding recording the videos, what I understand that the
Hmm.
background of the recording videos or storing the videos, it's using
Hmm.
Microsoft Stream, which is I am not aware of it. I don't know about
So
Microsoft
yeah,
Stream.
so it is using Microsoft Stream, but where it is storing actually, it is
Okay,
storing your Azure
storing.
Blob storage. You are
Oh, okay,
right. Yeah,
I got you.
we are
I
talking
got
about
you.
storage thing here, right? So it
Yes,
is storing on Blob storage, and the
we are not
last,
talking about
what
the
is
services. We are talking about the storage itself.
yes, right. You are
Mhm.
absolutely right. What is telemetry actually?
Telemetry. No, I don't.
So
Telemetry, what I
actually, in
understand is the BABEX or the telemetry infrastructure that you have. For example, you have
Mhm,
normally the companies, they have their own BABEX room or whatever, where they're handling all the
mhm.
calls, incoming calls and outgoing calls. So I don't know, is it the
Okay.
same or no?
Yeah, no, no. Actually, it's not same. Actually, it's different. So
Okay.
telemetry solution is like for MS Teams. Suppose what is the user feedback? What is the
Okay.
customer feedback, end user feedback, as the company's IT infrastructure feedback. So this MS Teams is going to capture all those telemetry data. That means, suppose your MS Teams got crashed. So how many
Mhm.
times it got crashed on a single user, on a laptop, on your mobile devices. So capturing all those data is called kind of telemetry services and reporting
Mm.
back to Microsoft MS Teams and making a data warehouse of that, doing analysis and doing the using Power BI, do the analytics part. Okay, how many times our MS Teams got crashed for the user? So from that,
Yeah.
there they can do the R&D and they can fix in their next release of the MS Teams. Getting my
Mhm.
point?
I
So
got you.
this is the telemetry. Actually, you are relating with some, I think BPO or something, but it's a different terminology, telemetry. Okay.
Yeah, I got
So
you. I mixed
yeah,
because
yeah, yeah.
again, like at the end, I am an Arab guy, so my English is not that perfect. Okay, but
Okay.
somehow it's okay with me. So telemetry, what I thought
Don't worry.
when we say it in
Don't worry.
Arabic, telemetry
It's
is
fine
like
now.
telephone related stuff, you know.
Yeah, my
Uh,
my room partner was from Egypt only. Okay, in
okay,
somewhere late hours, so I can understand that. Yeah,
okay,
so yeah, it is like the pronunciation, because our pronunciation is totally different.
yeah.
Yours is totally different. So sometimes what I'm telling, you are not able to relate that. Oh, that he's talking about telemetry or he's talking about telephonic, something like that. I can understand.
It's, I got you. I got you. Yes,
Yeah.
you're absolutely
Okay.
right.
So coming to yeah, Azure, inshallah. Yeah. So that word was very used commonly by my Rumi, if I remember correctly.
Yeah.
Okay. Azure Active Directory. So it's a Windows solution and it is required. So Microsoft is not going to promote any other identity solution like Okta or novel solutions or any other solution. So it is completely dependent on Azure Active Directory for all authentication, authorization. We are going to use multi-factor authentication. We are going to use, already you have a hands-on experience on ADFS, right? Active
Yes.
Directory Federation services for single sign-on, multi-factor. So Microsoft Teams is also using the same solution in the backend on Azure Cloud. Okay, so
Yeah.
simple and uh, so there are two actually Azure Active Directory licenses available, P1 and P2. So you must aware about this is a very basic thing actually. So in P2 you are going to get all the features. That's a costly license for that. And also, if you want to explore your trial licenses, you are going to get 30 days, or 30 days licensing is still provided by Microsoft for your E3 and E5 licenses with your Exchange O365 complete suite. And MS Team you are going to get. So in our lab activities, we are going to use the same lab what we are going to get through E3 licenses of 30 days. Okay.
Hmm.
So
Hmm.
MS Teams is a part of O365, and we can play around and we can enable the features, and we can also, we want to some migration work or we want to deployment for testing. So all those sort of things we can do in our trial subscription of E3 or E5, and we are going to use Azure Premium. P2 is like a best licensing solution, and in P2 you are going to get PIM also. You are aware about the PIM?
No, no.
So privileged identity management. So that means, suppose as a MS team administrator or as a MS team architect, you and me are working as the same team, and something
Hmm.
I modified or something I changed right within MS Teams, and you made some changes. So there is some conflict, right?
Hmm.
So you are blaming, hey Ratnesh, you did this. So I'm
Hmm.
blaming, hey, no, Annie, you did this.
Hmm.
No, you did like that always. So
Hmm.
those things is just to avoid, administrative jobs, administrative tasks, and what they're doing to track all the administrative changes within the MS Teams.
Hmm.
So privileged identity management is going to track all the changes, all the historical data, what is changed
Hmm.
by which admin with ID, the
It's
timestamp.
called
So
PEM,
that way, yeah,
Privileged
timestamp,
Identity
right.
Manager Management.
Yes, and privileged identity management.
Hmm.
So some people call it like PAM, privileged access management, but in Azure AD, it is called as a privileged identity management. We call it PIM. Okay,
Hmm.
so that is a really cool feature within the Azure Active Directory, and which is
Hmm.
used by MS Teams in the backend, and it's a really cool feature, right?
Hmm.
You're going to use.
Actually, we
So
use in our company PAM.
PAM, yeah, same thing.
PAM. We
It's the
use
same
PAM.
on-premise one.
Okay, you have your
Yeah,
own
same thing.
access. It will let
Yeah,
you
yes.
into the server, and based on
Right.
your access, it will give you what is the privilege you have, and you will work on it.
Yes,
And
same thing,
the
same thing.
PAM
Yeah.
will record even video and will
Uh-huh.
show you whatever you have done for the on the server.
Right, right.
So PIM
So
is the
these
same
are
of PAM.
right, right. Yeah. So it's like Microsoft product only. So in Azure, it is a PIM is a Microsoft product. There
Mhm.
are third-party products available in the market, right? So you can buy third-party solution. You can
Yes,
integrate with your environment. So a lot of third-party solutions available. Earlier, Microsoft was not investing that much, but now
Mhm.
in Azure AAD, they have their own product. So it is called
Excellent.
PIM, Privileged
Very
Identity
nice.
Management.
Mhm.
Okay.
Mhm.
So earlier, Microsoft was not exploring; they were dependent on third-party vendors, like So now in Azure AD, it has its own product. Okay,
Mhm.
so these
Mhm.
are the identity model. You want to go to cloud identity. You want to use. You want to use your some on-premise environment you have, and you want to use for the same for your MS Teams. Then you have to
Federated.
do the custom domain. Yeah, all those things. Federated identities you're going to use. So and password sync, but for that you need uh, Azure AD P2 license actually. Else you're not going to
for
get all
for
the
password
features.
for password
Yeah,
right back.
yeah, yeah. Right back.
Okay.
Password right back. You need P2 licenses.
I think password right back and the group right back as well. I think P2
Yeah.
licensing maybe.
P1 is not going to help you.
Mhm.
So this kind of is going to
P2
work.
is coming with the license E5, right?
So it's a
Or
separate.
no?
E5 is a yeah. E5. Yeah, correct.
But by default, it's coming with E5. But if you purchase E3 and you want to get like
You have to buy. You
P2,
have to buy. Yeah.
you have to buy it
Yeah.
separately. Okay.
Right. Absolutely correct. Yeah. So P1 has like limited capabilities, right? You can manage
Mhm.
the dynamic group, self group, but password sync and all those things is not going to work in the P1 licensing. Okay.
Okay. Okay.
So because they see MS Teams is like too big and then need to need to talk about a lot of things need to be discussed. So I will
Mhm.
wrap up here and I will take questions from you because I have to go for one interview. That's
Yeah.
actually kind of proxy interview for US. I'm getting
Mhm.
ping from there. So I will wrap up
Mhm.
here. Okay, this is your demo session.
Okay.
As you know,
Great.
that was because in 1 hour, 30 minutes or 40 minutes, you cannot cover all MS
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Teams. That's not
Yes. Yes. Yes.
possible. So
But
keep it
I
as a
have
demo only.
yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
I
Go
have
ahead
a
with your
question
question.
for you. Okay. I
Yeah,
have
sure.
frankly speaking, I attended
Mhm.
one demo with one company in India. They are giving training as well, but they again insist like that the course is 40 hour, not 20 hour, and 20 hour is not
Okay,
enough to finish the course of Teams. I'm talking
okay.
about Teams only, not complete Office 365 and SharePoint and this and
Mm-hmm.
that.
Mm-hmm.
So what I'm afraid of, like maybe we'll be running out of time and we will not be able to cover everything in
Uh-huh.
details.
Uh-huh.
What do you think? You can advise me in this. Like,
So
frankly
yeah.
speaking, I want to take the teams from A to Z. So,
Yeah.
because I
So
want to
see,
find a job on that. So you got my point?
actually, the hours they are calculating 40 hours. So how they are calculating, let me tell you.
Mm,
So 20 hours I have given you MS Teams. So what they're
mhm,
doing actually, they're giving 5 hours, 10 hours, 5 hours to those product like OneDrive. Okay, so
mhm,
OneDrive in detail, the complete. So if you are interested like OneDrive, your Exchange, your this thing actually, SharePoint Online, Sky for Business Online. So 5 hours, so 10 hours for your Sky for Business, 5 hours for your OneDrive, and 5 hours for your this thing actually, this SharePoint Online. Getting my
mhm.
point?
I got you.
So if you are really interested for the scratch for those things, so like you want to spend some time with OneDrive to explore everything, I don't have any problem because if you will go for 40 hours, I think to understand the MS Teams, you don't worry about the backend things. You just know the basic of the backend thing. If you are really
Mhm,
interested to understand OneDrive from scratch to from the advanced level and SharePoint Online, how it works, and Sky for Business as well online, right? So then it is going to take 40 hours. They are absolutely correct. But if you are interested in MS Teams and not underlying an infrastructure, So yes, it's 20 hours, but it's not like that. I'm not going to cover one drive. Yes, I will cover, but I will not cover in, 5 hours I will be covering one drive. No. So I will be giving 1 hour for one drive. Getting my point? So
Hmm.
that kind of.
Exactly.
So like five
But I
hours
mean,
here you're going.
but
Mhm.
what I mean, like, we are concentrating on team, okay, and we
Yeah.
will cover team from A to Z, right? This is my
Yes.
concern. Like,
And
I want to
provided
be
the,
professional with
yeah.
Microsoft Teams. For example, I'll tell you an example happened in the last demo. Sorry, I'm not comparing you to anybody. I don't misunderstand me.
No, no problem.
Your
Go ahead. Yeah.
explanation is clear, very nice, and I love taking the course with you. And I got
Mm-hmm.
actually recommended by one of my friends. You got recommended by one of my friends. He took through you.
Mm-hmm.
Now,
Mm-hmm.
for example, that guy, when he entered to me directly how to create teams, and where I don't know what is teams. Okay, this is what I didn't
Mm-hmm.
like there. Okay, he did not explain what
Mm-hmm.
is teams and this and that. Now, but
That's not.
what I like from there, from him also, he showed me how to create a team using Azure AD, using Teams,
Mm-hmm.
using different interfaces. You get my point? So he showed me like, okay, the team you can do from here, from here, from here, in the
Mm-hmm.
lab, in physical lab. Like he opened
Mm-hmm.
the lab and he started showing me how to create team from different
Mm-hmm.
interfaces. For example, he told
Mm-hmm.
me something like when you install the client on your machine, it doesn't require the
Mm-hmm.
administrator right because it doesn't save any files on your machine because it's fully cloud.
Right.
So
Mm-hmm.
that details he entered in. This is what I like in the demo.
Mm-hmm. Okay, great.
So
So
this is what
actually,
I would like to explain for you. Like
yeah,
I want
thanks,
really to
thanks for
go
giving.
deep in teams
Yeah,
in a way that okay, you will make for me from me a master in teams. So I will go
yeah. So
and run
actually,
an environment. You got my point?
yeah, honey, actually, the approach is like that only because I don't want to show you in demo like it's like kind of some rocket science. I don't want to show you. So I
Hmm.
started from basic thing, what is
Yes,
in line and what is we are going to discuss, what are the product line will be there, and
great.
also why I have not shown you the lab thing because the lab has 30 days trial period. Getting my
Hmm.
point? So
Yeah,
I
yeah,
will
yeah.
start. So don't want to waste 1 day or 2 day, within the one
Yes.
only we are going to do 28 days. So a
No, no,
lot of mail ID I
I'm not
use.
talking about the demo now. What you gave me is
Uh,
great. Okay, I'm
yeah.
talking like I need to
So
go. I want
I
you
do have also
to
I do
cover
have
me in
also like
everything. I mean, you got my point?
yeah, right. So
Yani,
MS Teams is installed. I'm already using.
your experience
Yeah,
is
you can see
matter
my
for
screen.
me. Yeah.
Yeah. So MS Teams client is there, MS Team environment is there, and
Hmm.
we are going to do the lab from from basic to
Hmm.
advanced. And
Okay,
also the
great.
most important thing is Hani is
Yeah,
designing and solutioning.
exactly. Even
So
upgrading
how many
from
users
Skype
will be there?
to
Yeah,
okay.
per user. How much you are going to calculate the networking, kbps, mbps, gbps. So
Hmm.
all those sort of things is going to help you and to clear the interviews in future. So
Great.
that's my agenda on that.
Okay.
And I think session will be fruitful for you, and we'll wrap up here. Thank you so
Thank you.
much.
Nice.
Good
Appreciate.
night. Take
If you
care.
can
Bye bye.
share with me
Bye
any
bro.
document I can read, it would be great as well.
Sure,
Before
sure.
with the
Thank
session
you. Bye
happen.
bye.
Thanks. Bye.
Bye.
Bye.